Traditional forensic credibility assessment relies on human intuition to parse fact from fabrication, but human evaluators are susceptible to confirmation bias and poor inter-rater reliability. This subjectivity often obscures the truth, resulting in a deception detection rate only slightly higher than chance. Cognitive load theory provides an empirical framework for this challenge. Constructing a fabricated or guarded narrative requires significantly more mental resources than retrieving a genuine episodic memory. This increased demand leaves a structural footprint in the writing itself. To measure this load objectively, researchers utilize computational psycholinguistics, specifically the LIWC-22 software suite. The algorithm categorizes functional words, such as pronouns and hedging terms, into microcategories. These are aggregated into standardized mathematical data, measuring summary variables like authenticity and clout, allowing an author's psychological posture to be benchmarked against a normal distribution. The software's reliability is supported by its development across a 31 million-word test kitchen corpus, ensuring the metrics are consistent across diverse communication styles. By converting these linguistic patterns into reproducible data points, the methodology provides a standardized metric for credibility triaging, removing the need for subjective human interpretation. To introduce these findings as expert evidence, the methodology must meet the threshold for admissibility in Canadian courts, specifically the criteria established under the R.V. Mohan and White-Burgess frameworks. LIWC-22 satisfies the requirement for testability. Unlike opaque machine learning models, it uses a deterministic dictionary-based approach, ensuring the output is fully transparent and reproducible. The methodology is further supported by thousands of independent, peer-reviewed studies that have validated its use in identifying cognitive and emotional states through text. This extensive body of research establishes the tool's known error rates and its general acceptance within the forensic linguistics community. These standards allow the technology to be applied to specific legal disputes, such as the Southbridge care homes and OPP proceedings. Because computational stylometry meets these evidentiary requirements, courts can utilize it as a reliable tool to quantify patterns of narrative guardedness and institutional bias. The Southbridge corpus consists of 24 formal documents, authored by 5 key actors in administrative and legal roles. The primary metric analyzed is authenticity, an algorithmic measure of candid, self-disclosing, and unguarded language. The cohort established a mean authenticity score of 42.78, providing a normative baseline for the communication within this specific legal dispute. However, witness Jennifer Linton's baseline communication profile registers a score of 7.76. Benchmarking this score reveals a z-score of -4.74. This means her baseline communication sits more than 4 standard deviations below the rest of the cohort. Statistically, the probability of observing this degree of linguistic guardedness by chance is less than 1 in 100,000. This indicates that Linton's baseline communication is a significant outlier, exhibiting a level of psychological dissociation that is highly unusual within this dataset. While qualitative analysis often struggles with memory decay over time, this corpus contains a rare natural experiment that neutralizes common variables. Jennifer Linton authored 2 separate sworn statements on the same date in September 2023, submitting them together within a single email. This simultaneous transmission ensures that any differences between the texts cannot be attributed to the passage of time or a change in authorial style. Statement 1 provides an account of an alleged trespassing incident from September 1st. Statement 2 recounts an earlier incident from July 25th, involving a high-stakes counter-allegation of resident abuse. By comparing these concurrent statements, we can isolate the structural shifts caused specifically by the narrative content of the counter-allegation. The shift is significant. In the counter-allegation account, Linton's authenticity score drops from 12.81 in the first statement to a floor of 2.70. Conversely, clout, the metric for authority posturing, surges by 26.92 points, suggesting an increased focus on projecting status. There is also a notable increase in the use of discrepancy terms like would and could. These markers of cognitive hedging rise from 0 in the first statement to 3.45% in the second. This isolated surge in cognitive hedging is individually significant, with a p-value of 0.004. An omnibus multivariate test confirms these shifts are coordinated. The joint probability of these concurrent changes registers a p-value of 0.001. This systemic shift aligns with empirical models of deceptive narrative framing under high cognitive load. This linguistic shift is often accompanied by target displacement. Authors experiencing high cognitive load or defensiveness frequently suppress self-references to reduce their personal connection to the account. In Linton's statements, first-person ownership decreases, while third-person focus spikes by over 64%. The data also reveals an increase in family referent terms, a strategy known as relational buffering, used to project social warmth while distancing the author from direct agency. These patterns of distancing are not limited to individual witnesses. We can observe a similar trajectory in the official correspondence of facility management as the dispute escalated. Following the issuance of trespass notices, management emails exhibit a monotonic decay in authenticity and the near-total erasure of personal pronouns. Analysis of state actor communications shows a different mechanism of distancing. Police command correspondence exhibited a total erasure of human reference, favoring absolute depersonalization. These findings demonstrate how both individual and institutional actors utilize linguistic shifts as a form of legalistic distancing when navigating conflict. It is important to clarify that these findings are probabilistic. They are not binary lie detectors, but objective indicators of cognitive load and narrative guardedness. The analysis isolates three primary empirical markers: the baseline anomaly, the coordinated shift across concurrent statements, and the longitudinal institutional decay. These findings quantify the linguistic mechanics of the Southbridge dispute. They demonstrate how text can be used to track the escalation from collaborative address to formulaic risk management within a high-stakes administrative environment. Computational psycholinguistics provides the justice system with a reproducible, metric-driven framework, allowing the evaluation of witness reliability to be supported by verifiable data.